Hey y'all, happy Lord's Day. I am giving my locks a good brush because you know pollen is high and I've been wearing them up in a bun. So now that I took them down before I spray them, I want to like just brush out any extra fibers or trap dust, anything like that, before spraying them. And the only thing I use to spray them, y'all, is I made like some homemade rosemary water. Sometimes I add a little bit of rosemary oil, and I only do that like once a week. I wanted to hop on here real quick and encourage somebody. We're in Lenten season. We are 2 weeks out from Easter. Ramadan has ended for all those who observe Ramadan. I'm Christian, but I do have Muslim students, and so I respect their beliefs and their culture for sure, because I feel like that's what I should do for sure. But yeah.
Hello.
She says hello. I just finished doing like a lymphatic massage. Let me show y'all what I found. So there's a set of 2. These were on Amazon. There's a small one washer for the face. This one is for the body. So I've been doing that on like my thighs, upper arms. And it's just really to help the lymphatic system. What I am discovering is that when you have thyroid disease like I do with low thyroid, it really is like a congested lymphatic system. So that's one of the reasons why I have been using sauna to help, because I don't naturally sweat. But since my metabolism is low, and turmeric, black pepper, black seed oil. Y'all know I believe in my sea moss and I use it. I just haven't made any, but I'm gonna be making some at the end of the month. I'm definitely gonna start with some spring flavors going into summer, which would be heavily on the summer fruits. So like the berries, of course, but then I'm also gonna try peach and add a little soursop to it. But yeah, I wanted to share that, but I also just wanted to encourage somebody that, you know, my pastor, Compel Church here in DeSoto County, my pastor has been doing a series since before the Eyes on God Has a Plan. And not a plan for me, but a plan for our lives, and just a master plan. And today was more so about kind of looking at the life, looking at the life of Jonah. You know, we hear about Jonah and the whale swallowing up. But he did like the full.
Mama, what's this flavor?
That is magnesium. That's a drink, adult drink. The full details around his life, and so it was really,
Mama,
you know, Jonah is a
do you
small
have
book of the
a
Bible.
can?
No, you can't. You can have one of the Olippops in the refrigerator.
Okay.
But talking about, you know, trusting God, and one of the reasons why Jonah ended up in the well of the mouth, of course, is because he thought he had a better plan. And not necessarily he thought he had a better plan, but he just thought, oh, if this is happening, I got to go to, he was supposed to go to Tarshish or Nineveh. Anyway, whichever way he was supposed to go, he went in the opposite direction of. And I think he was going in the opposite direction, from my understanding, because he would have had to go through Assyria, which is like modern day Syria. And at that time, they were known as like a kind of like a ruthless people. And he wanted to avoid that. And so instead of saying, Lord, you know, where should I go? What direction to go in? He just kind of, you know, said to himself, like, I'm going to go the way to circumvent going through that area. And you know, how parallel are our lives sometimes when we know God is calling us to a place or to an area or to a zone or to some kind of change, but I don't want to say we think we know better, but we think we know better. We think we know the way to get there. We think we know the timeline to do things in. And so I would just encourage everybody to, like, when you feel the Lord leading you, please know, and this has happened personally in my life. I always talk about having a corporate break, and this is exactly why. That was God leading me for 2 years before I actually resigned, leading me to just let go and step out on faith. And whatever doors he opened would be for me, but to really focus on my health and my family, because my children were getting older, especially my sons. I have a now 17-year-old and 14. And I just felt like I was called to be home more and to not just, not just to be here physically, but to be here mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to like really guide them. So anyway, if you have an opportunity or take an opportunity this week to read Jonah, but also if you're interested or don't know Christ and are really interested, I advise you or just encourage you, not advise you, encourage you to listen to the sermon. It is Compel Church. You can find it on YouTube, or you read Jonah 1-4 in the Bible, or go to Google and type in Jonah 1-4 and just read it from there, or the Bible app. But anyway, be encouraged this week. Know that God's plan is always better than ours.
And download Color My Bible.
Download Color Your Bible. Bye, y'all. Have a great week.
You too.